Hello, Kyle from Thornfield Living History here, and I'm here today to talk to you about witches. Now, for 2020, we were going to introduce our new show all about the real history of magic and witchcraft, but of course that's not really happened. So I've got a few of the artifacts and some of the stories we're going to bring to you in that show here today. Now, one thing we wanted to make very clear was that in past ages, in the ancient world, in the medieval times, in the early modern period, people were certain that magic existed. Magic was as real as this tree, as this table, as real as the sun and the stars in the sky. Magic and witches and sorcerers were everywhere, and they were out to get you. Witches destroyed your crops, they poisoned your animals, they made you and your children ill. So people were very concerned about where witches were and how to find witches in their own community. And there are numerous books and pamphlets and old wives' tales telling people how to find the witches. In England and Scotland particularly though, they were very fond of a practice called witch pricking. And this is a witch pricker, an amusing name for a truly horrible device. Now, it was believed that as well as selling your soul to the devil in return for magical powers, the devil would occasionally come and drink blood from the witch, a bit like a vampire. And that would happen every so often, and they would leave what's known as a witch's mark, where they take the blood. And this was an area of the body that didn't bleed, unless the devil was drinking from it, and didn't feel pain. The trouble is, everyone has somewhere on the body like this. I have one on my side, so this is an easy get into jail 3 card for the witch finder to accuse anyone of being a witch. So, someone is accused of being a witch. The first thing that would happen is they would have all of their hair cut off, and I mean all of their hair cut off, and all the rest of their hair would be shaved off with a razor. Then a sharp needle would be taken and stabbed all over to find the parts that don't feel pain and don't bleed. I'm not talking just a gentle tap, 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 tap. Oh, that bit there doesn't hurt. I mean full on taking the needle and stabbing all the way to the bone, all over the body. If you were a little bit more serious about finding the witch, you could bring in what was known as a witch finder, a professional witch hunter. And they would probably have something similar to this, a little bit more professional, a bit more purpose-built tool. Again, it's a metal spike with a wooden handle attached for a better grip when you're doing it. Now, as I said, everyone has got parts of the body that don't feel pain, that don't bleed. So let's give it a try now. Oh, that looks like this spot. So we'll take the witch pricker and test if it works. Oh, it's fine. Nope, doesn't hurt. Not bleeding either. Ooh. Now, does that mean I'm a witch? Of course not. It's just a hollow handle. And there's actually a 16th century text from before witch hysteria took off, called The Discovery of Witchcraft, that explains that witches aren't real, they're just mumbling magic words. They're not really making the card disappear, it's just in the other hand. So even before all of this took off, people knew witches didn't really exist, and therefore witch finders didn't really exist. They're just as much of a con man as the witch. But unfortunately, no one took any notice, and witch hysteria lasted another 100 years. So that's a short introduction to the witch finder and the witch pricker and his other instruments. So thank you very much for listening, and we'll hopefully see you soon.